Hello guys, so welcome back once again on my channel. My name is Chidima Olivia, aka Chima Olive Trend. You're highly welcome to my channel. Alright, so today tutorial will be learning how to cut a triangular or a pointy sleeve. Okay, that's tutorial for today. That sleeve that normally points in a triangular form. So that's tutorial for today. Alright guys, so if this is your first time of coming to my channel, you are highly welcome. All right, and thank you so much to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so if this video is what you're interested in, please stick and watch to the end. All right, okay guys, so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful, and please subscribe if you have not subscribed. All right, so without wasting much of our time, let's get started. We'll first of all start by measuring where we want the sleeve to. Okay guys, so like I was saying, we'll first of all start by measuring where we want the sleeve to stop. Remember, it's standing is a triangular sleeve, so it's not full sleeve. It doesn't cover all the armhole, so it stops somewhere here. Understand? So you have to measure it. So what you need to do for here, from the center part on this line of the shoulder, from this shoulder now, you are going to measure where you want it to stop. All right, so you can decide to stop on 7 or 8. Okay, here. So let me use 7.5. All right, or you can use 8 inches. So I've measured this. So when we are cutting, we're going to be placing it on fold. All right, so now after measuring this, after getting this measurement, now we'll use it to cut our sleeve. All right guys, so stay tuned. Let's go straight to our cutting table. All right guys, so welcome back once again. So now we are on our cutting table. We are about to draft the sleeve. So I'll be using this hard stay. This is a gum stay, paper gum stay is the hardest one. So I'll be using it to draft this sleeve. Okay, so you can use your pattern paper. The reason why I want to be using, because I'll, after drafting it on my paper, I'll also be cutting this out. Okay, so I'll be cutting this sleeve because I'll be gumming this paper stay, this gum stay, the hardest, so I'll be using it to gum on my sleeve. All right, so I want to draft the direction on it. So after which I'll go ahead and cut my fabric. Okay, I'll be cutting it on my fabric, and as well I'll be gumming this on the lining side. So now for us to draft our sleeve like we measured, okay, so I'll be using 7.5. I said 7.5 or 8 after measuring, but I've decided to be using 7. I'll go ahead and use 7 inches for my armhole, where I want the armhole to stop. Okay, so you're going to place your fabric on fold, your paper on fold. All right, so after placing it on fold, remember it's curved, right? Okay, so this I'll be showing you the sleeve I've already drafted that. So when you look at that sleeve, the first thing that will come to your mind is this shape of a sleeve. Actually, this is the shape of that sleeve, right? But you find out that when you fix it on your armhole, it's not going to stand, it's not going to be pointing upwards, rather it's going to be pointing towards this direction. Okay, but it's going to be facing this way instead of standing up when you fix it on your sleeve. Okay, on your shoulder. So now, so I'm not going to, so this is how I cut this one out, like this. You just measure where you want your sleeve to stop on your armhole, then you determine the length you want, and you go ahead and curve. Yes, this normally their sleeve like this, but when you do it this way, it's not going to be pointing up. So what you're going to do now, after placing your fabric or your pattern on fold, so the next thing you are going to do is, here I'll first of all mark my 7 inches. So this is my 7 inches here, so I'll go ahead and mark it out. So after marking my 7 inches here where I want it to stop at on my armhole, so from here I'll be, so when you divide 7, going to divide it by 2. 7 inches divided by 2, that will give us 3.5. Okay, but I'll go ahead and use 3 inches. So let me use 3 inches here. So I'll mark on the folded end, I'm going to measure 3 inches. So this is my 3 inches. So after that, the next I'm going to do is I'm going to curve it. I will use a slight curve to connect this line. So I'll go ahead and connect this. I'll connect it to this 7 inches here. So like this. So I've connected it to this 7 inch. So this where I'll be attaching to my garment or to my dress. Okay. So now from here now you're going to determine the length you want, how pointing or how length, how high you want the sleeve to be. So in this case I'll be using 6 inches. I don't want it to be too up or too short. I don't want it to be too long or too short. So I measured 6 inches from here. So I'm going to be using this curve. I'll be using this my hip curve. So I'll go ahead and make a curve from here to connect to this point. Okay, you can use straight if you want it to be straight. You can mark it straight, but I don't want it to be straight, so I want it to be a little bit curved. So that is why I'm using this curve rule, or you can even use your free hand to do that. All right, so this is what I have here. Okay, so you are going to do what? Cut it out. So let me cross check. So here you can see I even have about 7.5. So after when you mark it diagonal, it's going to add more. So I have about 7.5 or thereabout. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so now our sleeve is the sleeve pattern is ready. So this is what we have. All right, you can see it's different from this. This one here is straight. This is where you're going to be attaching to the armhole is straight. When you attach, it's going to bend. So let's say this is my shoulder. After attaching, it's going to be this way instead of pointing up. All right, but when you attach this, it's going to be pointing upwards. So that is the difference between these two sleeves. Okay, this is how you cut this one to get it to point up. So now I will set this aside. So now we have gotten our sleeve pattern. So we have gotten the length we want. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is I'll go ahead and transfer it on my fabric. So I'll be using this doll face setting. Okay, so I'll be cutting it too. So you can actually use after you go ahead and use your crinoline, the one you can sew, they are sewable, the one you can stitch on. So but I don't have that at the moment, so that is why I'm using this paper stay, the hardest one. This is the hardest one, is the thickest one, so that is why I'm using it. But I'll still show you how you go about it, where sewing, if you want to sew your um if you want to attach your boning, sorry, if you want to attach your boning, so I'll still show you how you go about it. So you go ahead and attach it this way. Okay, so let me cut this out. So guys, you can see right now I'm done ironing my paper, the hard paper stay on it. So I iron it on the lining part. So this is going to be the lining, so this is the main fabric. So at this junction now, if you have your boning, the one you the sewable boning, the one that you can sew, so what you're going to do, I'm not going to be using it for this tutorial, but I will show you how you're going to attach it. So let's assume this is your boning. So all you need to do is to sew here. You have to sew from here. So you can see I left some allowance for where I'm going to be sewing it. So from here you're going to be sewing your boning on it. You sew it all round. Okay, you're going to attach your boning. So when you get to this point, at this point here now, because you see this place is pointed, for you to still maintain this pointing. So when you get to this edge, you are going to cut out your boning. So after cutting it out, so let's say you cut it out here, So you are going to do what? Use the other end and place it this way, so it's going to be in a V form. So this is how you go about attaching your boning. Okay, so you sew here. When you get to this point, you are going to cut it out and you place your boning again and continue sewing. So after sewing, before you go ahead and turn it all round, you're going to be turning this place. Okay, so I'm not going to be using my boning, so I'll just go ahead, since I'm not going to be attaching boning to this, so I'll just go ahead and turn it all around here. So I'm going to do that right now. So after that, I'll flip it to the other part and give it a very nice ironing. Okay, so I'll do that and show us the next step. Okay guys, so now you can see our sleeve is ready. I'm done turning it. So this is the look. So this is what you have. When you attach it on your shoulders, it's going to stand this way. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and sew this part, because this is the part that's going to be joined to the armhole. Okay, so this is the midpoint. You join it to the midpoint of your shoulder. So here is the midpoint. So from here, I'll go ahead and run a stitch so that I will hold the two fabrics together. So after which I'll go ahead and pin it on our dress for us to see the final look. Okay guys, okay, so now, like I was saying earlier guys, you can decide to curve it. It's not necessary it's going to be that pointed. Okay, so now you see, so you see how this one is curved. So it's not necessary you make it to be pointing like the other sleeves. So I said, let me show you guys this other way. Okay, so it's the same method I cut this one, but the difference is this is not that sharp. The mouth is not that sharp. Okay, you can decide to make it, you can curve it. So this is it. Hello guys, so welcome back. So this is the final look of our triangular sleeve. As you can see how beautiful it came out. So I went ahead to pin it on this particular dress. This is not the actual dress for this sleeve, it's just for tutorial purpose. Okay, so you can see how beautiful it came out. At this point, you can go ahead and embellish your sleeve anyhow you want it. Okay, so you can see how pointing it is. I didn't actually use boning like I said in my tutorial. I only used the hard paper stay and it came out beautiful well. But when making this sleeve, please go ahead and use your boning. Okay, it will make it to last longer, so that in future your sleeve is not going to bend over or fall. All right, so after washing and all that. So guys, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly give this video a thumbs up, like, comment and share. If you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Okay, see you in my next